This is Kevin, Gamertag Magil, bringing you part 24 of my Stuntman Ignition Let's Play, and I've re-recorded all the Night Avenger scenes, so I'm back to doing the actual, I guess the story of the game. The beginning of this one's pretty rough. There's a lot of like twisting and turning between poles and just driving right to hit the lines, and until I get that part done, it's pretty rough to watch. And when I was doing this, or playing this scene, it reminded me of why it's probably good that I don't actually do live commentaries, because every once in a while there'd just be breaks where all I was doing was swearing profusely at the game. And it's just, just after a while you get so frustrated with failing every time that you just, or at least I do, I just start swearing just to get all that anger out. And it's just like right at the beginning, I just keep messing up, and it's just not getting into the rest of the scene. It's just really frustrating. But once that part's done, the rest of the scene's not too rough, and then I do manage to do fairly well on it, so it all turned out okay. But I'm going to talk about Batman in general, since this scene's more based on the Night Avenger. In this one, I'm playing as Big Top, which is like their version of the Joker. And the trailer for the movie kind of makes that more obvious, where it's a lot like the real Batman movies trailers, where the villain is kind of like the big deal of all the acting and they try and get somebody cool in. But of all the superheroes, Batman's probably my favorite. In general, most of my favorite superheroes tend to be the ones who aren't really super powered. They're just people who want to go do something and help people just because they can. And when it comes to like my comic collection, which is just like trade paperbacks, because I don't have a comic book store to actually buy individual comics, Batman definitely dominates or my shelf of them, as opposed to like anything else. And it's weird because in general I much prefer all the Marvel characters except for Batman, who is just Batman and is therefore awesome. But and then like the Batman games are great. Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, or Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I haven't finished City yet because I keep getting distracted by Call of Duty. But I will, and I might end up putting up some of videos of me playing like the training missions as well eventually, hopefully. And I'll probably talk more about the Batman comics that I like and kind of give reviews of those and kind of my opinions of them. But since we're playing Batman, I'm definitely looking forward to the new Batman movie coming out, because all the Christian Bale ones have been awesome, and I even like a lot of the older ones, no matter how cheesy and goofy they are, just because they're kind of fun and exciting to watch. And it doesn't really matter how ridiculous they get, just because Batman's still Batman. And I always feel, well, some of them are bad, like the George Clooney one, which I felt bad about. I felt bad for George Clooney because he was an awesome Batman in just a shitty Batman movie. And it's weird how not weird how they cast it, but weird how some of the casting worked out really well for like who's Batman, and then other times it's just awful. But I think this is the last run, so I'm going to actually talk about it as it's coming up. So it was super frustrating because I spent the whole game failing on this one in the first like 10 seconds of the scene. And then finally I get the 5 stars, and I'm like, thank God, I finally accomplished this mission. And this one's a good example of how much of the actual stunts you can miss and still get the 5 stars as long as you're stringing stuff together. So that's a pretty quick one, and I'll have some more Stuntman up soon.